station wagons look like, you know, hybrid, you know, SUVs or four-wheel drives or whatever. And it's like, I can't remember where I parked because I've been to like 20 grocery stores today, you know, sun up to sundown, shopping for shift. I can't believe that poor thing made it, but it was on its last legs. So, and I did have to pay for repairs along the way, so that kind of sucked because I was like, I don't want to have to pay. I got, you know, tires plus, almost like care credit for when you know, care for your animals. Tires Plus in Florida had little credit cards and they approved me, luckily. And I had to put stuff on there and pay it back later. Alright. So we're back behind the library here. It's on the early side. The Target store up here doesn't open until 8. I'm hoping Sundays are 8 o'clock also. Or that might have been, I'll have to look. Maybe it's Saturday and Sunday they're 8 o'clock. We went through this last week and or 2 weeks ago, whenever I was taking care of someone's cats. And I walked all the way up here and I was like, are you kidding? They're not open till 8. So it might be Sundays. Whole Foods should be 7. This isn't always a fun walk because it's not like the city up here. You know, Philly has a lot of neighborhoods surrounding like the downtown center city. So you have, you know, high buildings all clustered in, you know, along Market and Broad, and it goes from really the river all the way, technically it goes over to 20th Street, so it's like 18 to 20 blocks of buildings, but mostly around Market and Broad streets, and those buildings span out, but you have a lot of residential, a lot, like this is a condo building here, apartments. I always want to say condo because there's so many of these buildings that's like, they're not condos, you know. No, these are apartments, the Granary. So this wall here is painted all blue for this parking lot behind the library. I think it's funny because there's an old Kafka movie where you have the very studious academic guy fighting the state, you know, or the police state, if you will, and saying how intimidating the police state can be. And it's like some sort of sick, intimidating joke to have this blue wall here, and there's a blue pickup truck there behind that brick building there, which is for use. Half of it is like a used book store that's an annex of the library, and that's the library there. That's funny because if trucks could look like people, that reminds me of someone I noticed yesterday. It's hard to explain. Sometimes shapes of things can remind you of a person because some people have very specific traits, DNA steeped in whatever, you know. Like borderline carny, I guess. This would look like almost a dead bird flying in the wings. That's what I got off of that. If all of a sudden things started to look readable to you. In general, most of the time we pass things by and nothing, you know, but that can be, you know, that's, in a way, if people were to use that the wrong way, it could play into what's called gang stalking. Which means people put messages on things and they have the power to do that from a distance. It's hard to believe because it seems like witchcraft-ish. Like, to me it would be like, that's weird, how do you, but people can do stuff, and you know, now we have cell phones, right? And I grew up with people, we all had landlines, and that was in and of itself was a miracle. Like, oh, you can call someone in Florida from Delaware, and somehow their voice is carrying over the lines of communication, 3,000 miles or 2,000, 1,500 miles or whatever. And now we have cell phones as opposed to landlines. Like, landlines kind of made sense because they plugged in somewhere, but cell phones, like, and even using this camera is like, I can't believe that it can capture these images and put them on. Like, all I have to do is transfer the data or the imagery onto the scan disk SD and put it in the computer, and it picks it up. Like, that is, if you really think about it, that's where the Starbucks used to be. It's around the corner now. This guy might be, is he door dashing? So he just picked something up. He looks like he's door dashing, Mr. Scooter guy. Totally been there. So pick up something from Target and then head on out. So anyway, I was looking for more oranges. This girl's moseying around, yawning, hoping that other people will yawn because they're easily puppetable. Now, don't worry, if you find yourself yawning and you realize, like, did that person trying to make me yawn? It's actually human and normal. Like, people in a classroom yawn when someone yawns. But some people are so lame that they'll actually come out here and practice trying to possess other people in a way. Isn't that gross? So anyway, fraternal order of police in the house. 15277. So I always read license plates, sorry about that, on this 4Runner or similar. Highlanders and 4Runners can look very similar. I always remember the Highlander comes up a lot because of a woman who dated a guy who went on one date with some guy in Seattle, Washington, or parts thereabout, and he dismembered her, cut her up, put her in a tub. Like, that is totally whack. She had three daughters. They had a GoFundMe page. Her name was Ingrid something or other. Was she targeted specifically, or was it some sort of like almost spontaneous weird act because of drug use? Like, that is really bad. So anyway, I actually donated to, that was years ago, and I was targeted myself for stuff going on here, and I felt so badly for that woman. I actually donated. I couldn't donate that much. I maybe gave $15 or $20, but so many people, if they give $5, $10, $15, that really helps out. They wanted to get 300,000, like, say 100,000. It seemed like someone was like, we'll put 100,000 for each girl. Like, they just, who knows how they picked it, but they almost made 300,000 on GoFundMe. And then if people privately donated, and these were young girls, anywhere between like 8 and 16 or 15. Really sad. So, okay. I need to get some oranges and maybe a scarf. We'll see how much everything is. Thank you, and have a beautiful day.